EnVy have exceeded expectations this evening, as we did outline that it wasn't... I felt like a news report then. Wasn't that good?
That's nice. I enjoyed it.
I felt really good.
We'll do it live.
Yeah. EnVyUs have exceeded expectations on the Western Front as we continue to see fantastic performances all around.
That game had it all, Alex.
I guess when French win on any front, it is an exceed. You do exceed expectations.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
some
We like the
history
French.
reference,
We do
but
like the French. We're
never
going to be in
mind.
France in a couple of days.
Moving, yeah, exactly. Moving swiftly on. EnVyUs against all odds, take another win.
Yeah, I was going to say, that game, you know, it had it all. It's like a good sandwich, you know. We had the delicious bread. The absolutely amazing bread going on there. And I think the bread for me in that match was good trading by teams.
A bit too many jalapenos, if you ask me.
Yeah?
You know, a bit too spicy for my taste, going back and forth. But in the end, the French do know how to make a good baguette.
No, absolutely they did. The sandwich looked fantastic from EnVy as well. Real moist performance from them as well, getting to see a full 30 rounds. I mean, we did outline as well as analysts, we were expecting to see this one be from the French.
We both thought that NiP were going to win.
Yes, and I don't think there's any shame in admitting our error here. The fact that you also said they have a 30% win rate on the map. It's not great. And their wins are completely unpredictable.
Yes. I did tell you, though, they did beat FaZe last week on cash, right? So, I think for EnVyUs, the thing is, it's an upset for them to take this win. But as I said, I feel like, for example, Happy, after they did bring in XMS and Sixer, you know, into the old new EnVy lineup, I think he didn't get enough credit as to how he changed the play style of the team and also his own play style to an extent. He wasn't as much that, you know, deep lurker, ridiculously passive in that role and all of that. I think they were doing some good stuff as a team, but you could tell the individual failings were the issue, right? And that's why I say for this team, when you look at the way how they won, winning a lot of 6 or 7 consecutive rounds on the T side to end the game, those were some good plays, you know, explosive plays with good use of pop flashes, and, you know, yes, RPK had a good game, but it wasn't just that. And that's why I said in the pregame, if these players enjoy playing with each other, if they can actually be a real team, then there is some hope for this roster.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost outside of the game that will determine the longevity of this roster.
Yeah, Janko touched on the real meat of the sandwich for me, you know, that succulent chicken. It was really the fact that we had RPK going head-to-head with Dennis. Both these guys dropping over 30 in regulation and just having highlight round after highlight round. And it was like consistent Counter-Strike that we're seeing. Another thing that was impressive for me by EnVyUs was they like to keep it simple. And they do that on all their maps. They don't really complicate things with like crazy set pieces. They just do the standard executes, use their utility well, and then they trade very efficiently. And that's a positive I think you can put in the EnVyUs camp.
It also helps when RPK is dropping 30 and consistently helping you not only defend, but also enter into sites as well. He was doing a bit of everything.
Yeah, but for me, it's all about the fillings, right? It's about that sweet, sweet mayo that you get in there. And that's what you were talking about with the execute, the trades, right? It's very simple, but it's very important. And French teams actually are known to put a lot of emphasis on trading. When
French mayonnaise, delicious.
Exactly. When you listen to some of their, you know, pre-game talks or, you know, on LAN, they talk about, yeah, let's just play together as a unit. Let's just get those trades, play for your teammates, right? You need to all be in on the sandwich philosophy.
Absolutely. The sandwich philosophy, though, does not end here. A crispy performance, crispy like the lettuce in that sandwich, but we go into Train next, and indeed, it does seem like Train could be insane as someone would get if they hadn't been fed. Chad, first question, though. Going into Train, this is a map that we did just see NiP pick up some big scalps, not only Gambit, they also played against FaZe on Train and succeeded there. Do we just start the same narrative of NiP should win, but EnVy can do what they've done previously, or is there more to it?
No, I think we have to go with that, right? Because EnVyUs, as we touched on already, their map win percentages aren't there. It's hard to go here and highlight what they can do well. There are a few little bits and pieces that I look at for their T side on Train, and they revolve around RPK. That guy running out high ramp, he takes those jewels like nobody before, and he charges down, gets all the kills. That's maybe one thing that if you're NiP, you have to look to stop. Otherwise, there's not a huge amount on this map for EnVy. They don't really have any AWPers, right? Who's doing the AWPing? Happy. Now, in the server right now, he's going up against Draken, who's been playing fantastically well.
Especially on Train.
Yeah, Forrest can AWP, Dennis can AWP, Rez can AWP.
Get can take the auto sniper.
There you go. Games aren't won on AWPers the majority of the time, though, right? I mean, though it's a weakness of theirs, there is still many routes that they can pursue which wouldn't necessarily hinder them.
But it is an AWP-heavy map, and I'm not just going to say that now because it's a thing that we talk about a lot, but imagine you having troubles like on the CT side or T side with the op. How often do we see how CTs change the way they rotate into the B bomb site once they lose it? Because there's the fear of an AWPer sitting on lower ramp and holding connector, right? You see guys like, you see CT smoking it off so they can jump through the smoke and get into the back lines. Flash is coming over. Like, all this utility changes the way you play. And when you know that there's a, you know, small likelihood of that really happening, it allows you to be much more aggressive in your retake.
So I guess with that, and that's knowledge that they have before a single round is played. You know you can play in a particular way, and will it hopefully, in their mind, aid their retakes, aid their assaults, and aid success. NiP need to equalize here. Now, if you look at the standings, NiP are actually doing a fantastic job. They're at the top of the scoreboard, alongside the likes of Space Soldiers and Na'Vi. However, splitting this series is going to be severely hindering their chances. Like, they had an opportunity here. In fact, look, let's bring it up. Look at this. 12 wins, 13 wins, 6 losses in total. But do note, the fact that we just watched Mousesport split a series.
Yep.
We've seen Space Soldiers play today as well versus Astralis. If NiP had managed to pull out the 6 points here, they would have been top of the table and very comfortable heading into down.
Yeah, definitely would have been sitting pretty, and they're going to be disappointed because you
Versus
just have to
EnVy,
look at the
look.
bottom, right? You just have to see EnVy down there in the 14th place. Now, EnVy are fighting to stay out of relegation, so they're a caged animal back against the wall, and they've come out swinging here and put up a pretty impressive result, first of all.
Absolutely, and now the players are locked and loaded and ready to get into this one. We are going to be venturing into train, so tell your friends and tell your casters that they're about to be on camera. Hello, handsome people. We have Henry G and we have Lauren Pansy Scott.
Hello there. Final
Hi.
map.
Final map, the final gauntlet for us to run. Guys, EnVyUs just beat you, win, by the way, the handful of Haribo.
I knew.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're aware
Yeah.
that EnVy won, you're casting it. But my question here is simply going to be, was that just a flash in the pan? Was that?
I think so. Cash just seems to be their bogey pick right now.
Yeah.
EnVyUs just seemed like it's their sort of map. It's very loose, and if certain players like RPK can start carrying at a certain time, he's very good on Cash. That's like his secret weapon, I think. His hold in the B-bomb side, his T-side AK as well. It's very strong, and sometimes it can catch teams out of position, like we saw against FaZe, like I mentioned before. I think Train, there will be a concise
back
NiP
to regular
victory, yeah.
broadcasting. It is, of course, Draken on that AWP is
be.
going to be spicy.
Should be. I mean, I'm not saying
You've
anything
lost it.
today.
You've lost your hope.
It's the last game of the day. Things get weird. I mean,
right.
who knows what we're going to see, but it should be.
Well, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Should be easy for NiP from your casters, and they're going to be venturing into train. Let's take it away.
Well, here we go, Lauren. Final map of the evening. NiP, like Alex said, it's kind of surprising they dropped back to EnVyUs, but they are scrapping at the very bottom, trying to fight against relegation, and they've taken down some big names on their journey to do so. Like we said, FaZe and now NiP. If they get a 2-0 here, that'd be phenomenal. I don't think it's a possibility, though. I feel like NiP, with the AWPer Draken, will be enough to take them down here to finish things off. The final map of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us, and we'll have a look at what Train has to offer. We NiP starting on the CT side here. Happy makes his way towards A main. I thought maybe someone has a deagle there with the spawn he had. Not going to be the case. Scream gets the P250. No armor available to him, though. Got that one-tap potential, which we know he loves a lot. Run boost towards the Ivy position as we get into Train. Dennis with that P2000 seems to switch it up between the USB and the P2000. Guardian joins him on this particular weapon as well. We talk about him a lot more. He's considered such a pistol master. One of the defining weapons of his arsenal. We'll see him challenge towards Ivy, see if he can show us what he's made of, and exactly that. They will try and take him down and be punished for it.
I love really seeing specialists come through in this sort of thing. I think it's incredibly fun to watch, seeing how talented they are. Even in just small ways, overall, obviously, still very good players. But let's keep eyes on the T side here as well as to what they're up to. Bomb, still hands of Keo, who did go down towards Pop for a little while. Had RPK down there with him, both of them doing the double drop, but actually going to turn tail towards B, and they look like they're going in with some sort of pace to this. Maybe get a good feeling, a good eye for it. Get right, not really there this time. Spots the cross, but can't really hinder anything. Is happy. Will get himself to oil train as well. RPK barrels forward, but it's Draken there to connect, so already looks like NiP really stomping their authority into this round, as not a single kill going to go EnVy's way thus far. Maybe Scream can turn that around, but I doubt he's going to stop much. No, Dennis finds the angle, finds the kill, and NiP find the first round on the board.
There it is, NiP. 5 players surviving. Not really much to report on the EnVyUs side. Strategically, just a full D4 at the start. Try to challenge towards Ivy, end up back towards Inner. Nothing really gathered. They get to get the bomb down though, so they can buy the AK in the third. Lovely work by Draken to finish things off there. As we get into the next round, who will be number 2 here, EnVy CZs. And they've actually forced sport here. I'm surprised at that. I thought they'd be getting the AKs in the third. They're up against 5 rifles here of NiP. This is not going to bode well for them. And a map like Train, they do have execute potential with the 3 smokes. Just for anyone who's not familiar, the meta in CSGO traditionally is the bomb goes down in pistol and you lose that. With the extra money, you can buy AKs in the third with armor and a smoke, And that's when you can normally catch the CTs by surprise, but not really necessarily by surprise, but you'll have more firepower than them depending on how those previous rounds went. But they're going for this one now. So, bit of a Hail Mary, and we'll see whether this works out. Round number 2 looks like it'll be ending up towards inside, and that's where GetRight is alone. Very defensive positions. They're almost guaranteed to get a bomb plan out of this, so not all is lost. GetRight will be calling. They've probably purchased a bit more than just some PT50s here. Flashbang up towards the ceiling, runs through. Not kill just yet, but now he certainly does. Couple for GetRight. Good work, just securing the round at this point. Bomb will be planted, but they're more interested in this, the round victory, making sure it's a clean sweep. And Scream, 1 versus 5, might get 1 kill out of this. There it is, and that's pretty much all he'll do. As he might be able to get GetRight's M4. No, not going to be the case. So they get the bomb down, but they will be eco and just bring things back into normal proceedings into round number 4. They can afford deagles, and if they want to, and some flashbangs perhaps.
Curious approach.
If they got maybe like 3 kills, maybe 4, they could just find out a 4 spy here.
Right? Yeah. Interesting though. That follow-up was nice. I was kind of surprised he actually got it onto Keo. Not to be to be rude, but he's not had like the blistering performance, so this would be good for him to get that confidence building early. And the match is paused. Technical one coming in here. Not tactical at this point. Neither team needing that, but the unpause has come out, so it's been a short stint of issues, whatever that may be. But NiP, you've got to assume that this is going to be a far more robust map for them. Cash, obviously, a very different beast, especially against Envy. But not expecting much from Envy here, so curious to see what they can do, how much scrutiny they can put towards NiP, who currently far better set, of course, into this round, money-wise, weapon-wise, everything's looking good for them. Envy kind of did what you expected, a couple of upgraded pistols, bit of armor, you know, onto Hadji, and that's about it. So, relatively frugal purchase there.
Indeed. Well, Deagle's PT50s, and will it be enough to even get the bomb down? I don't think so this time. NiP certainly the favourites going into this one. Like we said, Cash, a bit of a bogey pick for EnVyUs, seem to get some surprise kills here and there. Stole the map away from NiP, one of their household maps. Scream will get the first kill, but whether it will lead to much more than that, I'm not so sure. That was towards Ivy. RPK and I think a teammate on his head there as well. That's happy. They'll go towards inner. No AWP out just yet for NiP, but we'll see how that develops. I'm sure it'll come out in the next round for Draken. Bomb towards upper, looking at the plan down here, but GetRight watching it like a hawk.
GetRight. This nade could be lovely. Just go a little too to the corner. It takes RPK down low, but taking their time on the hit here, being hindered every time they try and walk out on this one. Just trying to play for that bomb plan. If they can get that, that's brilliant. You can see them toying with GetRight, and he's really up for games today, it seems. Takes down Scream, tags out the rest. And the kills come in fine with USPS. He does get taken down by Hadji, but unlikely to get a plan going at this point. They already had players in the right place. So Envy unable to convert that one, but for now 3 rounds on the board for NiP.
Here we go. Round number 4 coming in. Envy. Going to be struggling a little bit here against the double AWP setup. Dennis and Racken. Dennis definitely a very formidable AWPer as well. He was actually main AWPer at one point in Fnatic, so we'll see whether this is going to work out. And there's usually Forrest on second AWPer responsibilities before Dennis came in. Obviously he's the in-game leader. He'll kind of dictate the setup as to where he wanted to go. Run boost here towards the Ivy position. Not really do much. I'm not sure if Dennis even spotted the play going across. Maybe just caught a glimpse. Flashbang comes in. Kiyashima will have to fall back at this stage. Hadji just stuck in the corner now. Smoke to come in. I'll allow him to fall back at least.
Bear in mind, Envy still have all their utility. They've barely used any. Couple of pieces here and there, but overall, going to maintain as long as they can. Dwindle away and chip away at NiP's stash. And see if they can make something out of this. That's a great beginning. Rez gets outdone. That double drop boost is a curious one. Wondering if that's going to ever get changed up, patched, or fixed. As it is a weird way to go about not having any recoil when you're dropping down.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, but like to be honest, like I see it fail more often than not. Like most of the time, like players like Rain or Dupree will just get a double kill at that point. So it's like it's not like it's OP. I don't think it's just like a nice way to get a trade. If you do get the opening kill like that, it's fantastic, sure. But you don't have to play in the pop dog room. Like, you can allow them to have that. But they're going for it again. And Get Right will get wrecked just the same as Rez. Well, there we go. 3-on-3 now. Oh, 3-on-4, I should say.
Still have a couple players standing here for Envy, but they're down quite low on time. They've got 20 seconds. If Dennis can live up to what we saw before, that could be a real hindrance. And he does catch Hadji on the cross. That's not the bomb, though. That was in Scream's hand, so he does make it through. Gets the bomb planted. And no one's actually snuck down towards Oil Train. They've all kind of fallen back here. The furthest man forward will be Scream on the side. And he's going to hop up there as the Molotov starts to burn. Good work from Forrest to creep up while the timing was right. What's our player towards upper? Dennis going to make that call. And where's Keo in this one? RPK. He actually took the fight then. Forrest just simply did not expect that. And Dennis looking for what he can do, but he knows he's really quite up against it. Both players going to peek out at the same time. He gets one. Keo, he knows he's in trouble here. Dennis wants this, and he might as well just get it. That is great work from Dennis, but curious play from Keo. Again, both players kind of trying to play into that one and really getting punished.
It's so frustrating. There was no need for that. As soon as his teammate goes down, he can just hold strong on the lower ramp. He just really overcommitted that one. At that point, he knows he's off the bomb. Wait for him to touch it again, but he ran down lower ramp and really let his team down with that one. And just all he had to do is basically just be AFK on the lower ramp.
Yeah.
Dennis knows he probably can't win at that point. The fact he runs down like that, it probably should have been fine. But if RPK can just avoid that first bullet, anything like that, just like shoulder peeks it, but he ran straight out wide. So a mistake there initially. Didn't have to he could just check the bomb with a quick shoulder peek. Then could have given the information and played another defuse, another 5 seconds to defuse the bomb. Even if he just waits, like I said, AFK would have been enough just to win the round there. So very frustrating for MV, but a mistake that will cost him the round. 4-0 now. Dennis, fantastic work. Mac 10s here for Hadji. There is AKs available, but Kiyoshima and RPK, no nades whatsoever. Double orb setup still ringing true for the Swedish side. Scream. Fall back. I'd say it looks like a technical pause here, if I'm honest. Everyone running around with knives in hand. Yeah, it looks like a technical pause for sure. Did someone drop out? You press tab, maybe you can have a look. No, doesn't seem to be any lag either.
Pings are working.
Both coaches are on. I don't know. But the time to take stock here, work out what's going on.
Okay, so Rez dropped out apparently, so there should be a match medic incoming. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. It'd be really cool if it doesn't. Very tired here. This is currently Tired FM.
Tired FM.
Yeah.
The
Easy
graveyard
listening.
shift.
Yeah, exactly. Easy listening for the over 40s.
Yeah. I did know this morning when I was getting ready for the flight this morning. I've got one of those Alexa things. I just walk in the room and I say, Alexa, play me some chilled music, and it just puts Magic FM on. And it's
Love
just
a bit of Magic. Magic and Heart.
FM. I was having my cereal. Magic FM on 6 in the morning. Loving life.
Honestly, it
But
reminds
that was
me
okay.
of,
That made things slightly better.
reminds me of like when you're in the cab on the way home. Like, do you remember like before Uber?
Yes.
And all that jazz, and you're in Central, and it's some god-awful hour, and you get in the cab, and it's always Magic or Heart or Jackie FM.
Yeah, life before Uber was so weird, wasn't it? I remember like on Friday night, so we'd have to use to rely
120 quid on the way
Acton's
back.
best minicab service. You had to pre-book it like 3 hours in advance because it'd be so busy, there'd be no cabs
Be
available.
rammed out the front
And
of those minicabs.
Yeah, and it'd be so expensive. You have to pre-book one to come pick us up from our house, and you have to pay in cash only. You wouldn't take
Yep,
card.
yep.
So everyone's like running around their room saying, "Who's got shrapnel? What have you got?" It's
This is when you actually need a change.
Going to cost us about 12 quid to get down there. We do need coins, and yeah, like back then there was no card readers then. This is only in like I moved to London in
wasn't
2011,
long
so
ago.
it was like 2012, 2013. That was going on. Then Uber arrived and it's changed the game. But I've had my problems with Uber recently as well. Their airport service is disgusting. I'm going to say that. Yeah, it's really bad. They have this thing in the UK when you get picked up at Heathrow. They've got some sort of hack now.
Oh, you have to go to the car park, right?
Well, you can go to the car park, but they can tell where you're going before they pick you up. So it tells them. So if it's not a massive fare, it's not like £60 plus, it is cancel you.
Is
so
that a joke?
No. And then I've had it 3 times in a row now. I ordered 6 cabs, and all of them will accept it. 10 minutes will pass, and then it'll just be cancelled randomly. The next one will do it. Cancelled. And I sent the angriest email I've ever sent.
That's
this
unreal.
week, and I got back a really kind of firm response as well. So they actually took it quite seriously, but it's a massive problem right now.
God,
so that's
mad.
That's the one thing. Like general everyday use is great, but
Fine,
airport's not that amazing.
Huh? I haven't used it from Heathrow in a long time, but I just remember the whenever you went out in London, you'd have to keep like 120 quid on you to get back to where I used to live, which is like very far northwest. Like I was out at like It's called London,
Well, we
but
have
it's not.
we have the 24-hour tube now on weekends.
That still blows my mind. That's
Yeah.
a thing. Like that actually.
I never use it. Don't get me wrong.
What lines is it? It's not
Central Line and
Oh,
Northern
Central.
Line. I think Piccadilly as well. I think there's only
decent.
3, but yeah, it's
not bad, though. I could
It's
at least
still
get
like
home.
Central. You can pretty much get anywhere. Like you know that there's both
northwest
it
to
does
east.
It does to Liverpool Street and always to Acton as well. So you've got pretty much everything covered.
Yeah. Then again, I'd have to walk out in Acton, so I mean,
Well, yeah, it's not great in Acton. No, that's where I live. It's not amazing.
it is coming up though. I remember like
It
Acton
is.
used to be terrifying. Acton would be
When
like,
I first moved there,
don't
it
make
was
eye
an
contact.
absolute pile of. It was a shoddy place to live. But now, like, I bought a place there
Yeah.
when it was terrible, and now it's on the ascendance.
It's looking good.
pretty
It's
good.
all looking
yeah,
good,
my
yeah.
area has been gentrified. It's all coming together.
you love to see
I've got
it.
Starbucks. I've got
Oh,
Costa's. I've got
yes.
like
got Pret?
Domino's. No Pret yet.
Ooh,
It's like
that's
what else
on
have
the
I got?
way, surely.
I've got a Greek restaurant on my building
Lovely,
now. It's all coming together.
lovely.
Yeah.
No,
So
good times ahead.
yeah, that's looking quite nice.
That's right. The area I still live in is well, we used to live in is still exactly the same. It's the suburbs. Never actually changes. And it's just like time capsuled in probably the 80s somewhere.
Yeah, well, it's the best place to
quite
be. perhaps.
incredible. Yeah, there's a lot of perms going on still and kind of back combing. I'm pretty sure. I was very envious actually at PAX East. They had a 80s themed Twitch party.
I saw there was a PUBG party. I didn't see there was an 80s
Yeah, there was a
theme.
PUBG one, but I was all about the Twitch party. They had an 80s theme. Like that'd be great fun. Like you could do the double denim again. Like there'd be so many looks you could go to.
There would be a lot of things you could do. Men could wear eyeliner. Not that they can't
Oh,
now, but it was a big
but
thing
it was
back
a
then.
thing,
The
it
new
was such a
romantic
thing.
look. Like it was just like, commonly accepted that most guys wear eyeliner and have like powder on their face, make themselves
Oh, yeah.
paler.
Oh, yeah.
Big hair. It's
All into the
basically how
cure.
Russell Brand used to look like 5
Yeah.
years ago, maybe more
Yeah.
than that. That's basically what you could go for now. But,
Very androgynous look at the times. If you kind of go for it, it's it'd be so good. We need themed
it was
parties.
4-0, wasn't it? Why does it say 5-1? Okay, score will be fixed next round. So everyone calm down. The score will be fine.
I'm glad you noticed. 'Cause I'm sat here like, no, honestly, it looks about right to me.
Yeah.
I've hit that
You know what,
point where
mate?
it's like, I'm just
That's
going
as
with
good
it.
as we can do. We're just going to leave it there.
Yeah,
you know?
you just got to count
Yeah.
manually. Bloody hell, it's hitting hard. If only this was a podcast, so it's much easier, but Draken's not going to go down.
This is
without
such a
fight.
common angle for him. Why they're face checking that with the AK? That's where Draken will be like 60, 70% of the rounds. He'll be at that lower round with the AWP. Why he face check that, I don't know. But he will take the free kill all day long. And fall back, and this is what the AWPers do. They like to change their position up after showing presence towards one part of the map. Happy, that's brave. Get right, just devour him here. I'm not sure what he's up to either.
Didn't exactly sell much either. I mean,
No.
you
That's
know,
just
you might
like,
have-
if you find Happy by yourself, you're not taking, oh, they're all coming here, boys. You're like, well,
it's happy.
he's definitely by himself. Everyone won't take the other side.
So it has to be like the triple bait. You know what I mean? Like you got to play it against.
That's what we
yourself.
said, like the end of 2016, we were saying he could change this around. He could like start doing that, just be by himself, and
Yeah.
he's got the whole team behind him. And just like sell
Just
that.
delay it by a second, and
Yeah.
everyone will just be
That's
they'll
what
be
he
like,
should-
yeah,
that's what he should be doing.
they're not here. It'd be genius. However, they are down to 3 players here: Scream, Keo, and Hadji. Looking for any way in. They're struggling, but that's a really good way to start this off. And the follow-up is exceptional from Keo, playing down towards the old bomb train as Hadji's Mac 10 comes into the matter. And what an absolute dissolve of NiP. That was over in a second. Dear Lord. Keo's play then just really made it work. Nice timing on that, but something must have gone wrong for NiP there, because that looked far too easy. Rez gets caught out, sure, and this shot, Dennis has just got completely swept away.
Well, there we have it. 4-1. EnVy do pick up their first round. You can see how close some of these rounds have been. Remember Dennis, huge 2-versus-1 clutch. Whether I say it was huge from him, maybe it was a throwaway round from EnVy, but either
Yeah.
way, they'd kept them very modest throughout. So this is a chance for them to maybe get 2 off the bounce from this. As Get Right will be holding in inside by himself, and it's just default pistols really. Forest with a deagle, that's about it. Their money next round won't be great either. This is first stage loss bonus, so they'll get 1900 next round. They didn't buy anything, so they might have been better off just forcing into this one and seeing what's available to them. This is the guaranteed round for EnVy at this point. It could be one of the unicorn rounds where no one dies. You might not be in here when we named it the unicorn round.
Why is it called a unicorn round?
Because it's so rare that a round in CS where no one dies. And it just
Was
goes.
this when you were casting with Alex? This
Probably,
feels
yeah.
like you
Yeah,
talking with
maybe,
Alex. Like
yeah.
this feels like one of your conversations. I mean, it's not a bad conversation. It's just like I can kind of go, it's probably Alex's
guys.
influence. Yeah, up to no good. I still can't get over the idea of next round. This could be the unicorn one round. We'll keep tabs on that. However, would you go new romantic? Like, what would you go for? What do you reckon would be your aesthetic if you could pick one for a party here? 80s theme.
I would like my look already. When I really go for it, kind of does
Like
have an 80s vibe to it.
full
Yeah,
hang.
if I'm going out properly, like in London, like it gets a bit out there. But I don't know, just a nice baggy, oversized shirt,
Yeah.
big quiff in the hair, blue
Yeah.
jeans, maybe some Doc Martens going on.
Oh, the Docs coming out.
Get a chain on the jeans.
Yep.
Kind of going for the more punk side of
Okay. I appreciate
the
it.
spectrum. But that's probably what I'd go for, I think.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not,
what about
not
you?
too
Are
overstated.
you going for like the really obnoxious side of the 80s with like the
I
leg
want the
warmers and
big
stuff
hair.
like that?
No, I'm not leg warmers. I'm
Okay.
thinking big hair.
You think more like Blondie, maybe? Like,
I'd love the Blondie vibe.
Okay,
if
I
I
think that
could
would be
even
better.
get close to being
Yeah.
associated with Blondie, I'm good.
Yeah, that
like
would
that's fine.
that would be a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
think that would be the best look.
I want to see what Alex would go for. You know, like I'm trying to envision all of us. You know,
Yeah, I'm not sure. What
I'm
he'd
not
do.
sure. We'll have to keep that. Well, we can ask. But for now, apparently this round does get a little curious. As Dennis found the first, we've got Julie's. Geralt was always one of the players who said that they are viable at one point. I've seen them coming back into. How is he
guys.
here? How is it?
That will do. One will do. We're looking for one. That's what we got.
I hate it. I hate it all. I wish I was just on HLTV looking at the kill feed. You know, the nice
Yeah.
little scoreboard. That's what I wanted to see. They're like, Geralt got a kill. Cool.
Oh.
Didn't want to see how. Dennis does the best he can, but Scream does a little bit better. Not going to get anything more from this as Keo and Scream start to really lay into the NRP side. Rez gets away with one. The follow-up felt almost inevitable when you have the CZ in hand, but it was not to be. Nice damage from NIP, but at the end of the day, it's a round on the board for Envy. With the bomb plant, they're making money now.
4-3. Round 8. Single orb set up again. We're running that double orb set up before. Dennis has got 9 kills, with the pace suddenly dropped off a bit after losing that one round. You can see how the Spar is out of control. Just lose one if it's been a close game, and be right back in this now. It's been pretty good considering on the T side. They can post maybe 3 more rounds. They're in pretty good stead to maybe get a 2-0 here. Who'd have thought? Either way, we'll get into the next gun round
Henry,
here.
you thought it.
I know.
I know, but
I know. You guys.
we don't operate in the same realm
Yeah,
of capability
that's
as
fair.
you, so you have to kind of put us into our own category. Forest. A little bit of the back and forth flash again. Happy just chilling out on his own. He's having a good time. Is what it is. 2 players working up towards Ivy. Work his way out towards Olaf. That could have been a real nice pressure point if they'd actually managed to get to position before he got found. But again, Scream just goes walking down the lower side of things. He gets caught out. Hadji doesn't want to trade back in, but this is a very disjointed hit. They did have success on Ivy, but failure everywhere else.
Ooh, well, it looks like the round will be concluded. After NiP get the weapons back in their favour, they do manage to find the opening kill. Forest delivers a killing blow, and then following them towards inside, lost the kill there, back towards outside, and it was just picked off one by one, limb by limb. 5-3, round number 9. Not the double orb set up, but AK is available for Forest and Get right here. But the CTs can do their best work. You can play more aggressive angles and maybe push a little bit more than you usually would. Hold tighter angles as well, go for the single tap headshots. Draken, like I said, he'll be in that lower round position more often than not. And we'll see whether they actually drop any sort of utility towards him. They do go with a flashbang, but it's pretty useless. Didn't flash him at all. Scream, it's a challenge, and he does challenge successfully. Takes Draken down to 10. Unfortunately, didn't get the kill, but pushes him back.
Yeah, it does do that. Smoke gets lined up, flash goes out. Not really falling too many people right now, but Rez, ooh, that could have been the death of you. Right then, now the play comes out through. You can see that the trade comes in. Hadji actually succeeds in the end, and now he tries to push further, but there is Forest in a very, very fun position here. If he plays the timing right, he could make a great deal of this. However, RPK's found Dennis, so his kind of support system down by Ivy has just fallen apart, so Forest needs to make his timing very much worthwhile. He knows Scream's up above. Can he negate the presence? He actually takes the fight. That's good from Forest, but now where's the rest of the players? Gerright's got his back. They need to take down Happy, and the spray, it wasn't great. And it definitely is not great at that point when you just lost out in the end. Both players for Envy left alive with very low on HP, but Envy have brought this game right back to the door. This is a back and forth game again.
Absolutely is. No one with a clear lead at this point. NiP do need to consider their options. Will they take a pause? It doesn't look like it. It's going to be another full eco as Envy keep bouncing back. But just joining us, they actually toppled NiP on one of their home maps, Dcash. And so far, so good for them on the T side. They're probably going to win this round and tie things up again. flashbangs coming in. Scream will capitalize on that. Looking for a second of the round. Draken will tease him a little bit there, but deny the kill. But maybe not for long. Scream looking at the shooting gallery, salivating as he knows there's so many kills available to him. He's going to be happy and Hadji there to steal a few of them away. Scream to finish things off, presumably. Clean sweep for EnVyUs. They know they're in the driving seat now. They've got a round in hand in terms of the finances. If they can win this one, they're in a very good stead to maybe take the half overall. Orb drop for Draken. That's by Get Right. He'll be purchasing the M4. Probably just wants to get Kevlar helmet and get that utility. There it is. We'll get into the next round. Coming to the bookend now of the first half. 5-5. NiP not looking their usual self so far. Great start. Rez going in towards the pop dog room there. 3 kills to his name so far. Had a average performance from him. And looks like an inside execute coming in. Inside executes normally have one smoke towards lower ramp, Molotov a connector, Molotov at the first lower ramp train, flash over, smokes as you're committing, and then pushing down towards the connector, trying to stop those rotations from the CTs. We'll see if that rings true here. This could be a much simpler approach. This looks like one flashbang going in. They know Get Right usually plays here by himself. He's right at the back right now. Draken, they want to drop a Molotov on that connector. There it is. In it comes, and does he smoke himself out of the position? He can jump up on the connector train now. Get Right denies the plan at least, and that's something, but 5 on 4. He's still well within this round as Hadji pushes through. That's the rotation frag I'm talking about towards that connector. Good grenade by RPK as well. That should do some damage. Not too much. It's sort of the man advantage, and the bomb will be planted now.
Yeah, NiP look a little bit lost here.
Flustered.
Yeah, completely and utterly. Not sure what to do about this one. It's Rez. Probably the closest one to actually getting any of these or maybe making any impact in this. He also wants to back away, bear in mind. They don't want this fight. They lost out pretty quickly. I was surprised Get Right was even able to get the bomb denied on the initial plant there and get the kill towards Keo. I thought that was kind of very surprising he was able to achieve that considering how passive he was, but as you highlighted, the kill, should I say, on Draken towards that connector and the punishment from that was excellent work. So now it will be Envy actually pushing themselves into the lead, and what a great bit of recovery from these guys. They've started to really kind of grind out these rounds and show some real potential here. This was meant to be one of the games where NiP should have had, you know, a decently large amount of control, but that just seems to not be the case here.
6-5. Well. NiP certainly flattening out as time goes on. They started off so well on cash. Remember, they were up 4-0, and then it all starts crashing around them. Either way, we'll get into round number 12 here. M4's available. The saved weaponry only goes so far, though. They don't invest much into the round. Rez will push his way towards Pop Dog again. M4 in hand. Has been struggling in this position. 3 kills. And remember, the stats a bit off, I think. With
Yeah,
4
I don't know if
deaths.
they've
Yeah,
counted
they
the-
might. With the whole reset thing, I think they might have been skewed somewhat.
Yeah, I'm not trusting it. I'm not going to believe it just yet. I'm sure we'll get maybe an update at the end if they're accurate or
Same
not.
again. Does it work twice? That's what I'm talking about. So it's not exactly OP. That does happen quite a lot.
But do you count it as exploiting a bug? Because it's not intended,
No, because
right?
the guy on top doesn't actually have full accuracy until they hit. So once they hit, they both can shoot, right? Like you can shoot as you're going down. You might get lucky, but it's not like he's got full accuracy as he goes down. As far as I'm aware. Why do you?
I actually don't know. I have no
Okay.
idea. I want to test it out and see like how much accuracy you have while dropping. Obviously, I don't think it's 100%. It'd be that would be working if it is 100%. But curious. It's always fun seeing development at this state of the game. You know, it's been out so long and people are still finding new ways to
Little
find
tricks.
Yeah, it's always good fun to see. Now the success kind of comes down to these two if they fancy this round in the bag here. Scream going to find Dennis, but now NiP have a bit of a clue as to where these boys might be coming from. There is the, I guess, surprise factor of Keo not been spotted yet. Now has, and here comes the swing. These guys seemingly didn't expect this much pressure to come out, and Envy just explode towards this. I thought they'd seen enough there to maybe make the call, but no. Again, Envy leaps and bounds ahead of NiP here in the way they're playing. I'm very surprised. Well, the money's also not exactly ideal for NiP either. They've got enough to scrape a buy together, but it's far from perfect.
Round number 13. Yeah, you're right. It's far from perfect, but it's enough. Draken, no armor. AWP, though, 1 kit available for the ninjas. Faster approach from Team Envy. 3 players towards Ivy, looking to split outside potentially. Yeah, Dennis needs to be very careful. Well, it's flying all around him. Didn't take any damage there, luckily. Here's Hadji. Forest, though, pushing towards main entrance. Does find Happy upgrades to the AK-47, throws away his M4. And they've got man advantage and some map territory to their name. RPK falling back, knowing that Forest could be right behind him as they focus towards Ivy now. Bomb going to be there. Presumably on the back of Keo momentarily. Scream just trying to find another opener. Forest coming back in. He could find a few more kills here. Gets one. That's enough, though. They maintain the man advantage, but not for long. Hadji will take down Dennis. And this is anyone's round at this point. 3-on-2 as NiP take the lead once more.
Very back and forth, but Draken's position was good there. Left it down to Keo with the bomb in hand, but he knows where one man is. Can he take this fight and win it? No. Simple answer to a simple question at this point. NiP then close the gap, keep 3 alive, keep potential going in this game, but it's not easy. Their money's still very shoddy. And they've been pretty much bullied by Envy here. They've been playing a very nice game. You've had Hadji having a good performance. He seems to play well on Tree. It seems to be maybe something he's more comfortable with. He's got Scream having a good matchup too. So again, 6-7, Envy. Still with the lead, but NiP can certainly close that gap. Decent enough purchase coming through. They've supplemented what they had before. They've been able to get a decent buy with the utility they need and the kits to follow as well. But what are Envy up to here?
We'll have a look. They're going towards inside for now, at least. That same shot from Draken. Scream has been besting him the last few rounds. 5-on-3, get right. Here's the inside anchor, but he's going to have to be very strong indeed if he's going to find even one kill here. RPK out-positioning him and then some. Get right being very patient, though. Not forcing the issue too much. He knows he still has a chance here if he doesn't go down. He can just stay alive and make them commit. That will be enough. And you can see him just biding his time. RPK. 2 Titans locking horns here again, and get right thinking about it. Does he want the info? They have nothing to work with here. He holds towards upper. Forest at the connector. This could work out for NiP. Less than a minute remaining. RPK's so patient here. He's just not giving in, is he?
No, he's really not. Both these players. You can see Gerright's chomping at the bit here. Both players want to do this, and we'll see what happens once these smokes go down. RPK drops. Gerright prepares himself. He does deliver on the kill, but he gets taken down low. But Forest is here quickly, and Gerright gets more done. This is great between the classics. Forest and Gerright come alive when it matters as Scream was left watching. He is in a 1v3. He's got 30 seconds to play with. Is there a chance here? Does he have the potential to make this work? He can get towards A. He can get down through by Connect. He can put that Molotov down. He can buy the time. No one's actually... It's a fake.
I think he...
Has he overthought this one?
Possibly. So there will be footsteps, and he will have a chance to get a free kill and get right. So this is looking a little bit interesting now. He'll actually manage to... Oh, that incendiary's good. Maybe not, though. He'll get it down before the flames even touch him. My goodness, Lauren, he could have a chance here. I wasn't really believing until now. He'll jump through the flames and get away towards the lower rounds. He's going to take some of that crazy aim we know he's got. It's been a while since we've seen one of these magnificent rounds from him. 1 versus 1 all of a sudden, but he can't deliver the goods just when it matters there. What an exciting round, though. That was a huge advantage for EnVyUs. Then Forest and Get Right getting it done. The patience displayed by Get Right was just absolutely stellar. Manages to get that first headshot in RPK. Disgruntle the rest of them. They have no idea as to where he is. So many flashbangs going off. He takes another. Forest on top of the train. Blind for so long, but Get Right is taking all the aggro away from him. And Scream, great effort there, I have to say. That was fantastic in terms of basing them out on the rotation. Found the first kill, got the bomb planted, but couldn't quite win out the 1 versus 1 against Forest. Final round of the first half here. Plenty of money available after that plan for Team Envy. Single AWP set up on either side. Happy and Draken going at it once again.
This time around, gotta make it count. Get Right, playing far closer. Gonna pull himself a little bit closer towards the ramp. Players certainly on the other side. Scream being here again, no surprise. The man's good at this. RPK, somewhat the same. Both been playing well towards this position. 1 minute and 24 on the board. There's time to be built here as the players step down towards ramp. Is this gonna be a dry hit? No, it looks like they've got the smokes. They've got what they need. Scream, raise himself. And this is all in. There's no one else anywhere else here. But it's only Get Right holding this back with just a UMP and a Molotov. Molly goes in. That's really nice. Flash to follow as well. That could hurt. And look at the Molly's damage. That is great from him. Takes down Hadji and then burns RPK and Keo to half HP of their life. Now, the problem is that he's bought a bit of time. He's done a lot of damage, but they still don't have the round here. It's certainly not secure. There's still threats aplenty for NiP to try and take this site back from Envy.
Oh, here we go. Final round. No saving here. Happy trying to show us what is available with the AWP. There's the first kill. Nails Dennis. And that should be around 4 versus 2 here. And Envy to steal away the lead on the T side of Train. started off so well for NiP as well. And then that one round would cause him to have a double eco. It all started to fall apart, and it all leads here. Rez with a valiant attempt there to get a couple of frags, but all in vain in the end. 8-7 in favor of the French. Envy, a bit of resurgence tonight, fighting against that relegation spot at the very bottom. They get 6 points from NiP. That'll be a fantastic day in the office for them. I think they know they probably can't make the finals at this point, but it's staying in the Pro League, considering the year they've had, would just be an achievement in itself, I guess.
Certainly would be.
Bit of a disappointing thing to say, considering the pedigree within the team, but
is what it is.
it is what it is, you're right.
It's the era of Counter-Strike we're in. I guess it's a good thing for Counter-Strike, but a sad thing if you want to look individually at the state of affairs for them. But at the end of the day, we're seeing a very good sign here. This is something I don't think many of us predicted, apart from you, Henry. Obviously, you knew what was happening. None of us quite the same. But yeah, no, it's surprising to see them playing this well. It's enjoyable to watch. Happy not being the big performer either here. Neither was RPK. Hadji and Scream being probably the two putting up the biggest numbers. And good to see Hadji still finding his role here, kind of fitting into the roster. On the other side, NiP having Get Right at the forefront, who had a very quiet first game. So good to see him find a bit of form on track.
Well, there we go. There's a score on the doors. Scream. It's unfortunately now, Scream's just one of those players where every 5 maps or so he'll have a great performance.
Yeah.
And that's about as good as it gets, unfortunately for him. Still a great player, but nowhere near the levels or kind of notoriety he had maybe back in 2013, 2014.
Oh, God, yeah.
When he was this absolute machine on the server. So yeah, it's good to see him having good rounds and posting decent numbers, but it's just a nice reminder of what was.
What was, yeah. Hopefully this one starts up nice and quick, as the prospect of me going to sleep is getting real close. Getting real close right now.
Mid-sentence at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite tricky to stay awake.
Well, they have to have the traditional bathroom breaks at halftime. You know, like,
of course, you did mention small bladders.
So every single half, every time out, every overtime half, got to have a toilet break. It's just common courtesy these days.
True, true. Not for us. We get none of these courtesies. But we do get good CS, so hopefully that continues. 8-7. Curious Counter-Strike. Not what I expected, but I'll take it at this point. EnVy putting up a lot of resistance I genuinely didn't think they had capable at this point. I hadn't seen them in a week or so, or it wasn't up to speed, but this is very interesting now. Hadji going to be put to task first and foremostly. Rez now up to the fight? Maybe not. Rez goes down very quickly, and the reply came in, but it was traded effectively for EnVy.
Wow.
Dez couldn't turn in time, and EnVy take the bull by the horns and just run away with this round. That's a statement.
That's great work from Hadji as well. His rookie year in this level of CSGO. Team hasn't had the best performances, but he's really finding himself to be a decent little player. That was a free transfer, essentially. Remember, he came from the EnVyUs Academy team, and he's looking like he can hold his own. Every time I've casted him, he hasn't been bad. He's actually had some very good performances. Scream getting it done with the USP, continuing that good form from the first half, and indeed the first map. As we get into the second round, forced by from NiP, didn't really get much done there at all. A couple of kills and no bomb planted. Oh, missed throwing the flash there. Oh, here we go. Repositioning it.
And
Here it comes.
No. Rez. I just want to watch this now. Oh. I guess they're waiting on something. I don't know how far Forrest can get out here. Flash was never thrown. Now it is, and it's okay. It's forced them back. We'd start the round, but Deagles are plenty in a CZ for Get Right. Looking for anyone to peek out of place. Scream still rocking the silenced M4. He's going to go on that. Loves the accuracy, I can imagine. The guy's a bit of a monster, so why not? It makes sense, and you can see why. Perfection, precision, all applies when it comes to Scream, but whether or not it's consistent is the debating point. But right now, he's making a very good show of the ability that he has.
3 kills for him this round. Certainly getting fired up. Draken might get a couple with the Deagle. Just the solo kill, though. Full eco for NiP coming in. Presumably going to be 11-7 down here. Who would have thought on train as well? I gave Cash, like I said, a bit of an anomaly. It's one of those maps where EnVyUs just seem to do well. But if they went out training against NiP, that's actually quite worrying for the Swedes. This is a rebuild phase for them, considering they've just brought in Dennis and indeed Pitta. You'd think that this sort of opposition, they should be right. We should get a nice solid 2-0 here. But a couple of months now with this team, and Dennis is bringing so much firepower. He got a new kind of setup. Losing to EnVyUs in 2-0, that really would be quite disappointing. We'll get into this round though. Like I said, Kiyoshima. MP9 will be pushing towards Ivy. He smoked them out, and Dennis will just be firing off some speculative shots there through the smoke. Could find a kill here. They're going to hug each other. And what's happened there? Who died? Dennis is still there. He's only got a Glock, but it might not matter. Oh, my goodness. God, Kirsch, we're down to 17 HP. Such a difficult...
Pretty good.
Yeah, all these
Considering
like
he dinged him
2
as well,
dings
it's just
there.
like, what more can you do? End of the day, they lose out on Hadji, but Envy secure. So this is the fun round, Henry. This is the fun one.
What's fun about it?
They've got guns.
Oh, okay. So if they have guns, it's fun, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Guns equals fun. Okay. It is kind of fun in the sense it's a bit of a bonus round for Envy. They have the SMGs here.
Does Scream have a gun?
Scream doesn't have a gun. Scream?
If you want to go faster.
Screaming?
Scream.
He's got a silenced USP. Oh, you just realised? Guys, I've got 6k and no gun. He's done this before, by the way. I've casted
I like
this
you made
round.
him like a serial
Back he
repeater.
goes.
Does he have time to rebuy?
No, he definitely
Or is there no
doesn't.
gun here?
Oh dear, oh dear. It's 6 grand and he's instead got the silenced
What have you
USP.
done? This is not what I meant by fun round.
Well, it's a different round.
Okay. Scream's looking at his teammates like, which one of these is going to die first? Give me that gun.
He's got a CZ now. Someone's dropped him at least a pistol.
Nothing
Okay.
like a pity CZ. That's what I'm here for.
They win this round though. Think of the money.
He's laughing. Like, why is this not a tactic? Just genius. Next level play. Flash in for Forest. And we'll see how this goes. NiP blissfully unaware of the horror show that went on Envy's purchase there. Scream does have 2 players down by Ivy. If he gets these, I will be horrified. And he doesn't, actually. It's Dennis getting Scream. So 5v4 now, 40 seconds. So the round does need to speed up. NiP really taking their time here. Don't have a great deal of map ground gained, but that's a good hit. Rez does manage to find Hadji. Kio's gone and found Get Right, so it's a bit of a trade back and forth, but it's still 4 players alive for NiP, so they still have the numbers, but they don't really have much time here. And Happy's being a real nuisance. Dennis finally puts the threat to bed, but RPK still on the side, buying time. Again, NiP leaving this late makes it quite tricky for them. RPK stills himself ready for the next hit, and he finds it. Forrest
don't
trying to make
even
his way
need
forward. Apparently not. Just don't bother buying them.
Nope. Well, that's going to be it. RPK will carry through. Scream didn't get a kill, but look at all that cash he's got. 9 grand in the bag, and there will be
Money
no bomb
talks.
planted, and it's going to be 13-7. A match pause for NiP, I'm assuming.
Surely.
This is all spiraling out of control.
It's not great, is it? Let's talk.
Certainly not ideal.
And I don't know if it's just a bad night for NiP or a good night for Envy.
Bit of both.
It probably is that weird combination of both having to come through at the same time, but very
It's
serious.
not like NBA playing amazing CS.
No, they're not. They're not playing like out of their minds kind
It's
of.
not like if someone's just going absolutely ham. Like, it's a pretty decent effort from everyone.
Yeah.
NiP not looking especially bad, but not great either. It's a weird result, and absolutely, but not over just yet. Remember, even if it's 13-7, NiP will be on the T side, still can get back into it. We'll see how it develops. I'm assuming they'll take a partial buy here as the loss bonus racks up. Let's have a look. Yeah, Deagle's armor, no nades. Draken saving with the AWP. 13-7 down there. That's a scary prospect.
It's a big scoreline, isn't it? Doesn't feel so
On the
possible.
T side. I wouldn't be so worried if it was like the other way around, but now you're on the T side and this is happening.
They even
This
had, like-
is a bit too far gone.
So even you had that like couple of rounds where they're like feeling it out, seeing what works, punishing the rotations. They haven't had that yet. They're still kind of like, we're on pistols. We have no money. Scream forgot to buy a gun.
Yeah.
Cool.
He came in with a default pistol in the
I
first
didn't
couple rounds.
realise. Just you
Like,
know.
whenever I'm running that, like, I'm spamming all my quick switches, my
Yeah.
knife and everything. I'm like, there we go.
And you see your gun. You
Yeah.
see the gun, so you're like, you know what? It's okay. Anyway, speaking of okay, Get Right's found a chance there. RPK going down on B, but look who it is.
Ooh,
Doesn't.
Scream.
He's going to be ahead of this as well. He's going to be quite quick on this one. I don't think they're going to predict it this fast. Already has a kit. Already has everything else. He's not going to make much noise. Spots out the second player. Great work from him. Dennis, though, going right back around the outside. And Scream just gets beheaded. Here we go. A 1v2 now. Has to defend that bomb with his life at this point. Spots out another. Sprays in. Tags him up, but just jumps out. He leaps in.
Oof, could have been a thing. That one
That was pretty darn close.
Yeah, not a bad effort whatsoever, but great rotation there by Scream. Getting up the pop dog, knows he has to make a play. It's all gone a bit wrong in the inside area. Gets behind them and nails the first shot. Didn't quite spot the player on the bomb side just there. It's obviously a very difficult model to spot out there. It all blends into the roof, but repositions, gets the kill. They get a plant, so it's a very decent buy here. But Dennis and Draken with double orbs on the T side of Train. Maybe good for opening picks here, but if the round develops into the later stages, no kills come from it, very difficult to execute. So a Hail Mary play, if ever I've seen one. It's quite uncommon to see this, but RPK pushing towards the Ivy. Lucky to still be alive, gets a flashbang in the face there. Does a bit of damage towards Dennis. Scream gets the first kill. That's the AWP gone, or one of the AWPs. Forrest trying to get the trade in response, but he doesn't get it. Scream's being on a bit of a show tonight, a bit of a clinic. As Rez will be dropped as well. 14-7 was guaranteed here. This is all falling apart. Nice right-click grenade there by Scream just to lock out Get Right. He'll probably go for a wild spray through the smoke, which he gets. That's a classic Get Right play. Like, he's really good at reading the game in that sense. And he still is in this round, Lauren. He's actually brought it into a winnable situation. Just when they need him most, he does find 3 kills, but Draken, 1 minute remaining, AWP in hand. And this is a very common position for him. Kiyashima, lucky to be alive there. I thought Draken was going to hit that. Wins the round. And in terms of loss bonus, it is there. They can still buy a maximum at this point. So no bomb being planted means they'll be able to buy on a few and not so much on others.
Yeah.
Getting to the closing stages of the evening now.
Yeah, it is certainly getting there. Curious if NiP have any life left into them. Feels like it's been a bit flat, to say the very least, on this T side. But Envy certainly putting us a bit of a show on, and Scream at the forefront of that. Almost 30 kills here to his name. Great start for him now. Maybe having one of those weeks, having one of those swings up in performance, because it's not like you don't know he can have them. And he's up for the fight as well. Look at this guy. He's willing to, and very much able, apparently, to get these shots done. He makes it look so easy. Joined in by Hadji, the sports there, but he doesn't need it. It's the Scream show.
Yeah, it's much more like it, isn't it? It's what we want to see from him.
God,
this
where's
capability
this guy?
has been missing for so long, but this is such a strong performance. Last time we saw is at the major, when his teammate, his coach had to send him, Malik had to step in for him. He got like 40 frags in Inferno, and he's just looking so good right now. Draken, impossible situation, surely. Has got the AWP, but no chance. Match point coming in. 8 in a row required from NiP, and the money. Like we said, maximum loss, there's no bombs going down. It'll be AKs, no art, well, no helmets, and bare utility. As we get into round number 23 here, I think this could be the end. What has happened here? Looking like a 2-0. Desperate points for EnVyUs required in the leaderboards, but NiP could have secured themselves a spot in Dallas tonight. I think they got both the victories.
Yeah, they absolutely could.
They probably thought, oh, guys, we've done it. We've got EnVyUs this week.
Perfect.
That's
yeah.
easy.
And in the back of your minds, there's always that, like, Scream could do something, but it's never just Scream. Like, we've seen Scream get games and then not win out. So, I mean, it's still one of those, but that's a perfect start. Happy actually getting the opener here, so that bodes very well for this being...
Taking out Get Right, one of the few players that's looked pretty good
God, yeah,
from
you're
NiP.
right. This could be quite scary for NiP. If there's going to be a chance, it has to, you know, they've got to have an answer real quick. They've got to have something go their way, because at the moment, Envy have it all. They've been absolutely running through this matchup. Dennis, not quite the man we saw on Cash, and yeah, that sums it up. Doesn't get the job done. RPK turns and doesn't even look fussed by it.
Oh, Hadji, do not need to make that play. They've got no grenades whatsoever. He's given them a bit of a lifeline here. So is RPK. This still could fall apart. 4 on 4 now. Forrest has to try and get that bomb planted. It's coming from the lower ramp, and Dennis not missing a beat there whatsoever. As they start to take more damage here, it's looking like NiP are pretty well set up in this round as Forrest gets another kill. It looks like we could be going a little bit longer here. Kiyashima at least keeps the EnVyUs stream alive for a little bit longer. Hadji rotating in. Down he goes. 3 on 1. Kiyashima is trying to take as many kills as he can here. He can't do anything, and it will be another round in favor of NiP.
Chad walked into the studio, Henry. It's why.
It's the classic, isn't it?
It's the classic.
The money's actually not that fantastic for Envy, as Kiyashima will have to drop some weaponry. I think they've got one more buy available. If NiP can win this, they'll have to win out, of course, but it's a chance, the beginning of a long slog here. They've already guaranteed themselves points in this particular map, EnVyUs, that is. Already guaranteed 1. NiP can no longer get 3 from this, just by getting match points obtained, but now 7 rounds in a row required.
Are NiP going fast here? The flashes look like it. I'm wondering if they're going to hit the brakes. No, they're still going on it. Get Right's just off. Okay, they want these fights, and Hadji just does not expect that at all. Get Right's going to capitalize on that. A little bit of a lack in concentration. Scream, are you ready for what's happening now? They're already out by E-Box. They're out by Pop. Get Right wants every fight he can take. The Molotovs are coming in, and Scream feels so alone right now. He has teammates with him, and finally Keo lands a shot. He lands a follow-up as well. This is big. It's down to a 4v3. Dennis, Draken, and Forrest. The 3 players remaining for NiP. It looked like that was going to be one of those explosive rounds where it all kind of just crumbles around Envy, but no, they stem the bleed. They hold on and slow that pace down.
4 versus 3. Draken with a bit of utility here, but this is getting desperate now for NiP. Clutching at straws. Forrest and Dennis in position to try and find frags, but Envy just denying absolutely everything at this point. Scream has been the danger man all evening. Can he close this one out? It's up to Dennis to try and take him down. RPK, huge frag, and that could be it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. It is going to be 2-0 tonight in favor of EnVyUs. NiP have looked weak tonight. They've looked average, and that's disappointing news considering the upward trajectory they've been on the last few months, especially since Dennis has joined. It's looking like it's a platform they can build upon, and tonight has just maybe taken a step back from that, and they're going to be a little bit disappointed overall.
Yeah, I can imagine the wind will be knocked out of their sails. A bit of a shame for them coming to this matchup. It felt like that was the one to key to them to the LAN. That was the finals, almost kind of on the plate if you want to look at it in that aspect, and that's kind of suddenly disappeared from them.
Well, it was a fun game, even though NiP didn't really turn up to that second map, but Scream put on an absolute clinic there. What a performance. Nice to see him actually having one of those games he has every 5 maps or so, maybe even more than that. Like the last game I remember him playing like that
a long time.
Was back at the major. So like, yeah, it's been a while, but great performance from him, and it's always fun when that kind of show happens.
What do you guys think?
That was a lot of fun. Getting to see Scream, not only was he dropping 30 frags in less than 30 rounds, but also just the rounds he did win were the crucial rounds. The rounds that brought Envy that victory. A lot of fun for us to watch at the green room. For now, though, you guys, why don't you go ahead and head there? We'll finish the show off. Thank you so much. That's Pansy and Henry. Tired Pansy and Henry still bringing their A game, though, this evening. Right, jumping into this one. Hungry for frags they were, and they were delivered by Scream. Express delivery. We have Chad Birchall and Yanko hanging out to round out the evening. My name is Machine. Okay, so Chad, first things first, first port of call. EnVyUs have just 2-0'd NiP, and as the casters were saying, NiP looked at the schedule and thought, this is the 6 points we need.
Yeah, and it should have been. I think, Envy, once again, keeping it simple on that T side. They were just hitting that inside bomb site. They were getting away with exploiting the rotations, but it wasn't like they were doing anything fancy. It wasn't everybody using all of their utility to get onto the bomb site. A couple of smokes and flashes, well placed, well timed, and everybody knew what they were doing. Everyone pushed up with the aggression when they needed to. Everyone was holding back in the defensive style in a bomb site when they needed to as well. So I thought they did a good job there. The first half to get as many rounds as they did is fantastic for the T side, but then the CT side is when Scream turns around, is when he came alive. He's just hitting all those shots, standing strong, and getting all the frags on the board for the EnVyUs side to get him across the line. Yeah,
they absolutely did. I mean, it's not even just pistol rounds, but he certainly contributed there, Yanko. What do you reckon?
Yeah, of course, but also, saying EnVyUs did, just basic stuff on the T side and it worked. Some people will think, oh, but that means they haven't really played that well. The other team played even worse. But actually, looking at the state of the Counter-Strike scene at the moment, teams are sloppy all over the place in different aspects of the game. So you doing basic stuff but executing it really well is all it takes for you now to win some games. And I think EnVyUs, for a team like they are and where they were just a couple of weeks or a couple of months ago, that's a great place to start from. Let's just start with the basic stuff, see how that goes, and then we can see if we need to switch things up and what we're going to add on top of that.
A perfect example of that is if you watch the way that Scream and RPK double peaked Draken towards the lower ramp. He got the better of them, or RPK especially, in the early stages, but even on rounds that Envy weren't necessarily converting, they were still able to pick Draken, get him down low, force him out of position, and they were just doing that by one guy wide peeking, the other guy peeking the tight corner. So now he's got a shot in between two players that he's not going to hit every time. So they were doing a fantastic job, just those little details.
Just neutralizing them and doing it with confidence as well. And I'm confident you're going to want to stick around. North American Pro League is coming up after this. This is the schedule. This is if you are interested in getting some more Counter-Strike this evening. We do have some North American games coming for you. We have NRG versus Renegades. Get to see Dignitas versus SK. And interestingly, LG versus Optic Gaming.
The LG versus Optic Gaming is probably a big one, right? Because we've only got 6 slots in the North American region. LG and Optic have been having some up and down results. Optic we obviously expect a lot out of, but they've been falling flat on certain occasions. If they want to get to the playoffs in Dallas, they're going to have to pick up those 6 points versus the Brazilians.
And if you are joining us now in anticipation for the North American Pro League, this is what you missed. You got to see Astralis and Space Soldiers duking it out, and once again, Space Soldiers unable to lift the current Mirage curse that they are struggling with all the way 30 rounds and unable to convert. Astralis with a very important 6 points from them.
We were blessed tonight with some good Counter-Strike on the main stream. The secondary stream, I was really interested to see how the North versus AGO matchup was going to go, but North standing strong and making AGO look foolish.
Yeah, I mean, we got that Na'Vi mouse game delivered as well, especially we got to see Nuke and some heroics on Inferno as well from Simple. That's definitely worth checking out if you're looking for something to watch. And Envy versus NiP, can you believe it? NiP, look where they were and look how they've fallen 2 spaces down after their conceding points in Astralis success. Keep your eyes on NV as well, as they're trying to get out of those bottom 3, where that is basically nails in your Pro League coffin at this point in time.
I think with this win, they should actually have 16 points now, so that would get them on the same level as LDLC. And the last week, they had some huge wins that have really, given them better chance of staying in Pro League.
Yes, though both French and some of them have played with one another at times, it is going to be nothing but bad blood as they both battle to survive in the Pro League. Coming up tomorrow, you get to see Fnatic versus FaZe. That's a huge game. Seeing if Exist can continue to find his feet. Na'Vi Astralis, another. God, look at this, chat.
Yeah, it was hard to pick a hot match of the week this week, Alex. Getting it out of the way day one, but
Good grief.
we get good Counter-Strike all week here on the mainstream. I think all 3 of these matches tomorrow are going to definitely deliver.
Yes, and finally, Yanko, on that secondary stream, you had G2 Hellraisers. Now, the reason I'm raising that one is just because I can't help but feel that that would be considered almost 50-50 at this point in time.
Yeah, G2 still getting into the swing of things. Did get off to a good start in ECS, being 3-1 up and all of that. Mixwell still seems to be struggling a little bit, but I'm looking forward to EnVyUs versus AGO because that's a direct header for at the bottom end of the table to see who is going to stay alive in Pro League.
Didn't even think about that one. That's going to be crucial.
Need to think about the little guys,
yes,
Alex.
Of course.
That's where I come from.
A battle for survival tomorrow between AGO and NV. That's one to look forward to, and that's all coming up tomorrow. For now, North America is going to take over the broadcast, and the guys are going to be joining you to talk you through their games. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk for the European Pro League. We'll see you tomorrow.